Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to isolate an angle to the race we might look back on later as having been a path to finding the winner. Well, a mixed meeting again on Sunday at Sha Tin, and we're going to bookend them. The first race we're going to look at is race 1, where our winning factor is the race form. Now, this is something of a rarity in Hong Kong racing, these events that are restricted to just 3-year-old horses, and they are races that can vary very wildly from year to year in terms of depth and quality. And while there are a couple of others engaged here who will win races, I think this one boils down to 2 runners in this year's edition: Zach Purton's Mount Super Bonus and David Hayes' first starter, Ruby Lot. So it's the classic battle of the horse we know, the horse we've seen, and the one we haven't. Well, let's look first of all at the one we've seen, and that's Super Bonus. We're going to go back to his most recent race start. So race 807 last season, and this isn't Super Bonus's win, which he has already done, but it's a race with plenty of these horses running at the end of last season, and Super Bonus from gate 6 in crimson and yellow shows his usual gate speed, a very likeable trait he has, to lead initially before Ka Ying Victory is too quick and goes through underneath to head him off. Now, from there, Super Bonus stays in touch with the favourite and is one of the few able to keep up when Ka Ying Victory quickens around the circle. He's no match for the winner, and the smart Ruby Sailing gets him late for second, but he certainly beats the others well. Now, that Ka Ying Victory form I've highlighted previously, and I'll be coming back to it again and again because the winner is a very good horse. But that's the race form. What about the 4 horses here who haven't raced? Well, the standout amongst them is Ruby Lot. Now, he's from the David Hayes stable. He won a trial in Australia for the Hayes Yard, and he's had 2 trials in Hong Kong, September 4 and 16, and it was noted that he made big improvement in the second one. So that's what we're looking at here. This is September 16. He's in gate 1, white and blue colours, and his main rival, like his main rival, has good gate speed. Lyle Hewitson, his rider, is not desperate to lead here, but lets Ruby Lot still hold a front spot and still be aware that he has competition around him, so it's an education process. He rails through on straightening, briefly takes the front, but is claimed by a very handy, more experienced opponent, Happy Day, and Hewitson just moves his hands a couple of times to keep Ruby Lot going to the line. Now, the final section there was quite quick on the day, so that's a good indicator for us, and certainly the horse is going to come on again from that experience. But how is he going to hold up under race conditions? And the map is very interesting in that regard. Ruby Lot has drawn inside Super Bonus. They both have the most pace in the race, and I guess it's possible Ruby Lot would try to keep out Super Bonus from the lead, but the evidence from that trial is probably that he won't, and that allows Zach Purton, knowing he's on the horse who has been to the races 4 times and been properly tested, not to be shy about pressuring the unraced galloper inside him. Now, whether they share the lead or Hewitson lets Super Bonus cross, I think that experience is the edge that Super Bonus needs. So the tip in race 1, Super Bonus. His winning factor, the race form. Yes, Ruby Lot has trialled well, but race form trumps trial form. And I think the fact that Super Bonus has been through some racing and been tested against a very good horse is going to stand him in good stead in this one. For our other race, I'm going to the very back end of the card, race 10, and our winning factor here, the winning combo. Now, unlike the opening race, this Class 2 to end Sunday has plenty of talent and plenty of chances. Nordic Dragon has won 5 of 7 at Happy Valley and trying to bring that form to the bigger track. A Packing Treadmill, Beauty Charge, Flying Ace and Bundle of Charm all finished last season racing well together. And even I'm a Single Man showed a little bit more dash first up in a harder race this season to hint that he might be getting to some of his old form. So there are no easy answers here. So first of all, let's have a look at the horse who brings a different form angle to the race, and that's Nordic Dragon. Now, he did have legitimate excuses at his only start at Sha Tin, but at Happy Valley he's had no need of excuses. He's won 5 of 7 and strung together wins at his last 3 appearances, and we're going to have a look at the most recent of those. This is race 745 last season, and from gate 9 of 9 in blue and white colours, this was a tactical masterpiece from rider Matthew Poon, anticipating the slow first section and using that opportunity and the horse's light handicap to change tactics, cross the whole field to lead in the early stages. When he got there, Poon didn't make the common mistake of slowing the field and losing the advantage he had claimed, but he kept the horse rolling in front and then sprinted again from the 400 metres, making it 3 wins straight without ever looking threatened. So we only had one horse to look at there. There's a little bit more to follow in our second replay, and the horses that I'm highlighting here are Flying Ace, Beauty Charge, Packing Treadmill and Bundle of Charm. So this is on the final day, in fact the final race of last season. It's 837 race number, and Flying Ace, he's slow out in black and yellow colours, gate 7. Beauty Charge in the pink blinkers, gate 8, begins okay but is caught wide and not a factor, while Bundle of Charm in green and pink is on the speed, and Packing Treadmill, blue and white hoops, from gate 4 takes a position just off the speed. And he gets a good run, but he's not always travelling well in the wet conditions. You might see him getting some attention in the run from his rider. Now, this was a day where a lot of races had extremely slow early sections, and this was no exception. The pace improved at halfway. Bundle of Charm was in the best place to take advantage of that and takes a bit of running down, but Golden Express gets him late, and Packing Treadmill and Flying Ace aren't far away at the finish. Now, I've got a few queries on that form, as the soft ground did muddy things as far as analysis was concerned, but we also have some changes to the map for Sunday's race between those horses. Both Flying Ace and Bundle of Charm now draw much wider. Packing Treadmill maps fairly similarly, I think, but Beauty Charge might be more of a player from a better draw this time. As for Nordic Dragon, now he rises sharply in the weights on Sunday, and I'd be very surprised if Hugh Bowman presses forward on him like Matthew Poon did from an outside gate. I think he'll have to take his medicine, go back and see if he has the turn of foot to beat his rivals again. And of course, nearly all of these runners are resuming for the new season. So I've turned towards the stats as far as that's concerned. Now, the horses with the best records first up and at the 1200 metres at Sha Tin are Flying Ace and Packing Treadmill. But I'm also interested in the rider change on Packing Treadmill. Now, last week, Hugh Bowman rode a winner first up for Ricky Yu, Sure Joyful, and his record for the Yu Yard was a great pointer to expectations for that horse. And I think that we're seeing a similar thing with Lyle Hewitson going on the Francis Lloyd trained Packing Treadmill. And I'm going to take a look at the stats. This is mostly from last season and obviously the first part of this term. And these rider-trainer combinations can sometimes slip under the radar. And I think this one did last season. We all know Hewitson's close link to Douglas White, who provides the lion's share of his rides and winners. But have a look at how well Hewitson performs when Francis Lloyd calls on his services. So the tip from me in race 10, Packing Treadmill. His winning factor, the winning combo. As I said, plenty of chances in this, and certainly Packing Treadmill, one of the leading chances. But I really like the way that the success story of the Lloyd-Hewitson combination has built up over the last season or so, and that's swinging things his way, in my view, on Sunday. Well, that's it from the winning factor for this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.